Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Thursday, February 25th, 2010. Well, folks, a wild day on Wall Street today across the board. As we go to the charts here, you can see that we started out with a massive gap down. We retested a double bottom, beautiful key master level right here at 109 to 109.10. And again, we started out selling into that, pierced it, rallied off of it, came up to the orange trend line, which happens to coincide with 2 days ago, the low of the day. And at that point, we sold back down to a double bottom, hit it, and then started to rally off of it back to the orange line. At that point, look at this beautiful in spirit of bull flag pattern right here. I mean, the chart patterns today are astounding. So you have an in spirit of bull flag right into the 20 moving average, and then all hell broke loose as the market just ripped higher here over the last 30 to 40 minutes. Up, up, and away. We cut through literally all the key levels. The orange line, not surprising. We took out this other line, took out the 50 moving average, went all the way up and pierced this next level, bringing us almost to yesterday's late afternoon pivot low here. And at that point, you created a little bit of what's called a topping tail. So there's a topping tail now, just after we rallied all the way up. Now you're seeing a signal that the markets may be in tune with a pullback. So watch that very closely. We'll see exactly where it goes. But nonetheless, folks, what a move on this market today. The wildness is astounding. Now, today we took off our EDZ position. This was a swing trade that went out to the Research Center and Intraday Stock Chat of our premium members here at In The Money Stocks. And I gave that to them at about $5.40 last week. Late last week, we picked that up. I believe it was on Friday, and sure enough, the market here gapping up, the EDZ on the open with the gap down to a high of 606. We actually hit a high today of 612. I sold at 606 today on my EDZ. That's over a 40-cent gain on a an over 60-cent gain on a $5 ETF right there. Nailed it. Home run. Took the money and ran right up here at the first candle of the day, really right at the open of the day. It went tiny bit higher and then has sold off. So you can see how important it is to take profits. And again, folks, if the market is kind enough to give you a 10% gain on a swing trade like this, like we have gotten time and time again in 2010, also in 2009, if you get that type of move, you can't be stingy, you can't be greedy. Take it off the table and look, because sure enough, look at this. The EDZ pulling all the way back to the 50 moving average now, and that's just a home run right there. Now I could literally rebuy it if I wanted right here off of this, and I just saved myself almost 30 cents on the downside. So you guys have to understand that this market is a wild market. It's a Jesse James cowboy market, and you have to look to take off profits when you get them, when you're that kind about getting 10% of your money profit or profit in the money on these plays. All right, so nonetheless, EDZ was a home run play for the day. Again, that's a swing trade that was given out. If you had the $49.99 a month service, you got this trade last week along with other trades in the Research Center that are all in the money because the market has fallen today. And again, we'll continue to give out these swing trades. I'm looking to pick up even more over the next couple days, so I encourage you to join the Research Center. It's a home run for the amount of money. It's a cheap service, but it gives the insane amount of value that probably most services out there would charge you hundreds of dollars for. Going back to the SPY, folks, look at the pullback. So you have a topping tail. I just called that out, topping tail. And again, I called out a little bit of a short here. I did myself on the RTH here at 95.75. But in any case, that is pulling back already a dime in the money, actually 11, 12 cents now in the money as that comes down on the RTH. And that's just a scalp trade. But nonetheless, I do have that position as the market is selling off here a little bit. And now all I was doing there, folks, noticing how extended you were near term. Then I started to see a little bit of a topping tail form. That's a signal right there. And that's a beautiful little bit of a shorting opportunity on anything in the market, let alone the RTH, which, as you can see, has really ripped higher today on the intraday. And let me punch up that chart for you guys. Look at that. All right, that type of extension move told me short, and again, going short right up here, and look at the pullback beautifully in the money now. And again, I have a break-even stop on that position as I'm now 15 cents in the money on this position of the intraday scalping trade. All right, so that's what we're seeing right now. Going back to the SPY, volume is pretty solid today, folks. It's not amazingly heavy, but it's pretty solid, and we're seeing some good moves off the lows of the day on various stocks like Apple, Goldman Sachs. You name it, pretty much everything has moved up off those lows at this point. Now, again, we'll see if the market does pull back significantly, but this is why has the market done this? I mean, think about it from what I've said, guys. I've taught you guys well by this point, especially those of you that are members at InTheMoneyStocks.com. You should all know this type of move. The only reason you're going to get this type of move is purely dollar-based. That tells us the dollar must have fallen. Let's go check the UUP. Wow, would you look at that, folks? Look at the fall on the dollar, and now you're getting a pullback on the markets, and look at that. As the dollar bounces, the markets are pulling back, but that's the signal right there. That type of fall is exactly the trigger for this type of move up on the markets. No doubt about it, folks. The dollar falling triggers the market buying itself up. All right, so we'll continue to follow this and see exactly where things progress to into the afternoon session. But right now, you do have a topping tail in place. Look for support down here. There should be support right here at 109.80 or so. If you get through that, the big level of support will be back at the 109.50 level. 109.50 will be a huge amount of support on this market. In any case, folks, the key calls continue to be corrected in the money stocks. You want to be on board here. Let's go take a look at the 60-minute quickly, then we'll touch on a couple charts. Look at this move up on the 60-minute. Also, another reason to short. We went right into the Great Wall of China upper level. For those of you that are members as well, you know how significant that is. That's the 110.30 to 110.35 level. And guess what the high of the day was before we started to pull back? 110.32. Right in the midst of that level. We've now pulled back 30 cents off of that. Beautiful pullback here on the markets. Plus, we hit the 20 moving average and pierced it on the 60-minute chart, and you're now coming back in. So keep an eye on this market again, folks, as we're continuing to flip around. You've got a little bit of a pullback now, starting to bounce a little bit. It is 2:20 p.m. Eastern time, and the markets continue to be in major flux action. Swing trades, day trades, it is a wild market, but a profitable market. The great thing about the swing trade market, folks, and this is more for the research center guys, is that the volatility from day to day. Yesterday, Monday was an up day, right? We had, let me just check here. We'll go back on the charts. Yep, you had a little bit of a mixed bag there on Monday. Here, let me go to the chart. And you can see basically a neutral to mid-market Monday. You had a big drop on Tuesday. Then your Wednesday, you popped right back up. And then Thursday, you flushed. What this is enabling us to do is swing the market day to day, giving us those opportunities to be long, then be short, then be long, and you're making massive amounts of money on these ETFs as they go in that direction. For one day, you have to take off the money, like the EDZ, perfect example, EDZ. By the way, take a look at Apple Computer here. What a surge on Apple Computer here. Really taking off. In fact, Apple Computer's coming right up into gap fill. In fact, it looks like it got there. But this is your shorting opportunity right here, folks. If you want to take an afternoon short, I think I'd be surprised if Apple can get through this line right here, which is at 200 spot 75 or so. If you get through that, then this would be another fantastic shorting opportunity on Apple at 201 spot 40. So 201.40 on Apple would be another play. But right in here, you have to say this Apple chart is extremely, and I repeat, extremely extended at this point. And again, we'll have to see how that plays out. But nonetheless, wild market right now. Money to be made 100% here. It's there for the taking. You just got to know what you're doing. And if you do know what you're doing, feel free to just enjoy the profits and see again as the market is now consolidating off a topping tail, which is bearish now, going into the afternoon session. Remember, it's all about the dollar. Keep an eye on the UUP. That's going to tell you here. Drop and then a little bit of a micro pop here, and that's why the market again is pulling back right now on the charts. All right, that's all for today, folks. Enjoy the money that you're making here, or if you're with us. And again, we'll talk to you tonight in the nightly research center nightly video. If not, we'll talk to you tomorrow on the intraday. Take care.